YouTube land.
Hello, everyone.
For those of you that are watching this video later, we usually do these live feeds and they're about an hour long, and there's always hot debate. Some people say your live feeds aren't long enough, and other people are like, an hour is too long. But if you're watching this after the fact, you can fast forward, or you can just watch the parts you want to watch.
Hello, Diecast Dave.
There's much freedom. Anyway, this will be a 60-minute long live feed, so I best get to it.
What if it's 61 minutes?
Or 59 minutes?
Well, it won't be 59.
Oh.
I'll make sure of it.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Victoria said, not long enough.
Not long enough. There you go. See, the people joining us right now, they have strong opinions. That's the thing. When you start a YouTube channel, you don't realize that people out there in YouTube land are going to have very strong opinions about all the things you do. You shouldn't stir your coffee left to right. You should stir it right to left. Everybody knows that. Like, there's an opinion about everything.
It's true.
Sometimes it's, you learn. You go, okay.
Yeah, sometimes it is. It's a great learning opportunity, and it does teach us stuff. A lot of the time, though.
One of the first things that somebody corrected me on YouTube, in our area, the common vernacular for decal is decal. So in our area, whether it's right or wrong, people refer to those little stickers as decals.
For the record, it's right.
Not decals. You say decal on YouTube and you get heckled about your decal. So everybody says it's decal. So there's quite a few people out there.
Dave said I call them stickers.
Yes, well, that's the easy way to go around it. Anyway, so there are certain things that I've been saying differently on my YouTube channel. Garage instead of garage.
I say garage.
Garage. But some people say garage here.
Yeah.
Garage sale. Garage sale. There's little things that are different. But pretty soon I'm not going to sound like I'm Western Canadian. I'm just going to sound like some guy. Just some random North American dude. But anyway. So I say garage and I say decal. Wow. And there you go. Then I don't have as many people because I don't want to have...
Just me. I'll be like...
But my whole life, do you want to go garage sailing? Not garage sailing.
Garage sailing.
Yeah, only in our area.
Garage sailing.
These different words, these different things.
I think I've always said garage. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, I know what it means. That's like when people call the trunk a boot. I know what they're talking about.
Yeah, but if we say about, people in America think we're saying a boot.
See, a trunk of a car.
A trunk. I see what you did there. Anyway, so that's enough about what makes us different. Let's talk about the things that make us all the same. Like the fact, well, okay, maybe this isn't all the same. It is really cold here. Mm-hmm. For those of you in Alberta right now, we are going through a polar vortex. Doesn't that sound good?
It hasn't been that crazy, though, because it's just cold. It's not cold and icy, not cold and snowing, just so cold.
It sounds like the name of a drink at 7-Eleven. The new polar vortex is on 2 for 1 right now. Did you try the grape polar vortex?
Well, right now
it was so good.
It's warmer than -40 right now, but it was like -45 this morning.
Polar
when I went to work.
Vortex. That's like going to be some action adventure movie. Polar vortex. Anyway.
Too cold.
Yeah.
It's
So
cold.
polar vortex. Anyway, it's very cold. With the wind chill this morning, it was -42 degrees Celsius. It was -31 on the actual thermostat. And when you think about Celsius and Fahrenheit, when it gets down that cold, that's the same pretty much temperature no matter where you are. And yes, it's that cold. We did this before where you take a cup of really hot water and you throw it out into the sky and it just turns into a fluff of steam. That's the type of weather we're having now, that even a hot cup of water will die before it hits the ground. It's like, blah! And it explodes.
Like, no, not happening.
Yeah, all the cells disperse before it hits the ground. Anyway, so it's been chilly is my point. But both of our cars started.
Yeah. And mine doesn't have like in Alberta, we have to plug our cars in so that they start. And mine doesn't have a block heater or the plug to plug it in.
Yeah.
And
for those of you that are lucky enough not to know what a block heater is or plugging your car in is, if you're in Montana or parts of Washington maybe or Canada, you know what a block heater is. But for the rest of the world that's watching, your car can, and if you're in a climate that's so cold, they actually put a little heater that goes into your radiator hose, or it keeps your engine coolant circulating and warm, so that your car goes, oh yeah, I know how to start. I've done this before. When you don't have it, it goes, no, please, okay.
Mine sounded like it was screaming this morning. It did not want to start. It sounded awful.
Yeah. So somebody said we're not sick of each other yet. No. Somebody said you're stuck indoors because of COVID and now a polar vortex.
Well, I'm still teaching in person. Alexander, our store is open.
I still go to work.
I still go to work
Our
too.
kids might be a little sick of each other. That's hard to say.
Maybe.
They've been stuck indoors, but I try and get them out to do stuff with me every once in a while.
Yeah.
Steven came out with me the other day and we went and picked up some coins, which I'll show you guys on an episode.
I mean, our stores are all open and our restaurants are open now.
Yeah, stores are open. The episode will come out probably tomorrow. I'm going to edit it tonight and try and have it out for tomorrow. And I'll show you some of the coins that we got. Yeah, but boy, has it been chilly. Oh, Brian sends a message and he says, I'm going to bed early tonight. Curiosity Inc. live stream tonight. Me, I'll sleep tomorrow night. Aw, thanks, Brian. Well, we better make this entertaining for you. Oh, remember last live feed, for those of you that were on, I don't know if you remember, I was sharing the saga about, not a boot, about, I was telling a story about that, me looking, I was just kind of poking around, getting an idea if maybe I should get Melissa a slightly newer vehicle because hers is a little older and it's got a few little quirks. There's more lights that come on. Her dashboard is looking more Christmassy than it ever did before. It has a couple sensors that are not super important that need replacing, but it has the...
My steering has problems.
Anyway,
I mean,
her car's been acting up a little bit. So I started, last week, I kind of poked around and looked at some car dealerships. And did not have a great experience. And for those of you that missed it, I'll give you the short recap. Basically, they thought I looked like a criminal, apparently. They took my ID, my license, and said that the manager of the dealership would have to come out and look at me. He's going to come out and look at you.
They told him that they were worried that he might steal a vehicle.
Yeah, but they did. It's not like they sugarcoat it. All they had to do is say it's our policy to take a driver's license before we, take a test run. But when they go out and say we're afraid you might steal our car, that's like I was like, what am I dressed weird today or something? Like I was.
They were just.
Yeah.
Not.
Anyway, so it was not a great experience. And this was at like a professional car dealership. And so anyway, the other thing was too. They said, he said, we couldn't knock more than a couple $100 off the price of this thing because, we deal in bulk. We don't make any money off our used cars at all. So then he says, like 5 minutes later, he looks out and I've got my FJ Cruiser out there. And I'm like, you don't make any, first off, I said, well, how do you survive if you don't make money? I'm like, you have no profit margin on your vehicles. I said, that's a terrible business model. Yeah, I'm like, I own a business. I couldn't survive off of making like fraction of 0.5% of profit on something. Yeah. So anyway, he said, the gist of it was, he said, we don't make any money off of selling used cars. We only make $100. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
5 minutes later. Oh, thank you, Sherry Huffman. Thank you. 5 minutes later, he says, we would take that FJ Cruiser in. It's worth about $15,000 on the lot. We'd give you $8,000 for it. And I'm like, what happened to this making $100 off a used car business? A minute ago, you told me you don't make money off used cars, but I guess mine was the only one. So anyway, I had a bad experience. And so I don't do this often, I left them a not great review. And I said, basically, I left them a 1 star. And I don't often do this. I never do this.
He wasn't asking to go for a test drive. It was just for the ability for him to look at any of the cars.
Yeah, I said I don't even want to drive it. I just want to see what kind of condition it's in.
At the cars, they had to they said we need your license, we need all this. And then they told him because they don't want him to steal the vehicle.
Yeah, anyway, I don't care if that's your policy or not. If you're worried people are going to steal off your lot.
My policy is to never buy from them and to never recommend that company.
Andre says, I had an experience like that last spring. Don't deal with them. I know exactly where you went. Look them up online.
Probably do.
You might know where we went.
Generally,
but anyway,
if that first place that came to your head, it was there.
So it was not a great experience. I left not a great review. And the guy who I was chatting with, friendly, here's the thing. The guy seemed like an okay guy, although he swore in our interaction. And I always find that and I had this recently, a young guy at a bank swore, and the guy at the car dealership swore. Casual language, you're assuming that I'm okay with that. Yeah. And I think that lessens your IQ. If you're sitting behind a desk at a bank or at a car dealership and you're like, effing this, or that car is a piece of S, or whatever, like, hey, what is this? Like, it makes me really think less of your industry. Anyway, the guy was okay, probably not destined to be a car salesman anyway. But here's the deal. He calls me back later on. This is the update part. So that's it in a nutshell. Yeah, what happened. Bad experience. And I'm like, blah. Turned me off of going and looking for a car for a little bit we have. I'm not saying that they're not honest because they're somebody just said I disagree with you. People that swear are more honest. I'm not saying he's honest or not. I'm saying that's
The swearing
unprofessional. It's
he
unprofessional
ended up
to
not
swear.
being honest. In the end, he was not honest. He was just
Yeah, you can
not nice. Person.
You're choosing. You know, if that was how they portrayed their business, they should have said, "Buy the new effing 2021 Honda." It should be right on the sign on the window. They should put all those swears on the dealership sign. When you get your dealer sticker on the side of the window, it should be full of all the same profanities, and I'll be like, "Oh, this is just how this company rolls." Anyway, so he called me and he was like, "I am confused. I felt that I provided nothing less than 5-star service," and I was like, well, that's not how I felt about it. He said, well, these are our company policies. I said, that's why I said in the review, your company policies are not great. So even though he swore, he lied to me about the profit margin on the vehicle.
Told him he was worried about stealing.
He thought I looked like I might steal his vehicle. Told me that they might not even want to sell to me. Oh, gentle, Warrior Journey, thank you so much. Here's for a bail if you're ever finally caught stealing used cars. Well, I won't have to now that you sent me that super chat.
And Sergeant Red said that dealer won't get my business, mainly because I'm in, am I?
Oh, Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah. So anyway, that he felt he left me, he felt it was unjustified, thought that he gave 5-star service.
I hope he watches this. I'm glad I didn't deal with it.
I don't know what goes for 5-star service at a car lot these days, but apparently that bar is really low. So if you're planning to open up a car dealership in Edmonton, you could pretty much just not swear and get people's business. Anyway, yeah. Frank says you should stop stealing cars. Well, I should. Was I wearing like that white and black striped shirt with the numbers in the middle and the bag of money and the bandana? Yeah. My COVID mask was like actually the robber bandana. Yeah. I know. I gotta stop walking with my backpack that looks like a money bag with dollar signs on it. I just got some cash. Quick, I want to buy a car.
I mean, that's sound advice. So.
Say, friend, we're gonna need to see some ID out of you.
I feel like it was a good lesson, though, that I feel like car dealerships really aren't in the business of selling cars. I think that might be it. Like they don't expect. I think that their main business might be financing the vehicles. I could be wrong, but that would explain all of what happened. And I just didn't know this whole time because generally I don't believe in buying a newer car because it's worth nothing the second you leave. Or worth a lot less. I shouldn't say nothing. So moral of the story is don't go in dressed like the Hamburglar. I wasn't dressed like the Hamburglar anyway. I was dressed normal. But here's how it made me feel. It made me feel like maybe I didn't present myself the best, that maybe they thought that I was just... You thought that you didn't present yourself the best? I thought that maybe they thought I was just some like homeless dude walking. I don't know. They treated me like garbage, basically. As soon as somebody treats me like that, I instantly think of them as the infants and not myself. I instantly think, oh, okay. I know, but here's the thing. And then walk out. I went out and I got myself a new winter coat because my other winter coat, I'd snagged on barbed wire on a pick and was getting a little worn. So I thought... well, maybe they looked at my coat and thought I wasn't a good person or something. I don't know. It made me really feel bad about myself. You tell me where that place is. Anyway, we never want to run our business like that, which is why we always treat everybody equally when they come through the store. What a terrible feeling that was anyway. And they were unremorseful. In fact, they wanted me to give them a 5-star rating. Service. Yeah. That was 5-star. If you ask me, and you aren't, that was clearly 5-star service. And I know 5-star services. Sure, if your rating system is out of 150, I'll give you a 5-star rating. Anyway, that was the update on that. So the guy actually thought it was a 5-star. Clearly, I'm still disgruntled about it now anyway. So I don't know what it is. You call a realtor, they're super nice to you because they want your money, which is how commission people are supposed to be, right? Aren't you supposed to be nice to your customers? You go to a car lot and you look at a used car and they're like, there's something on the lot with wheels. You can go look at it if you want. It was just the worst. Hopefully your used car lots aren't like that, but I have a feeling they're all kind of a little bit like that. 63 Angel says, just saying hi from St. George, Utah. I love your channel. And I've learned how to watch for good deals. Well, you're not watching me get good deals on cars apparently right now. This is why I prefer buying things from the original owner or somebody who has a history with the vehicle. And part of the reason why I also prefer to drive used cars that are like 10 years old or older is because they've already depreciated a whole bunch. And classic cars, in fact, you could drive like the Cadillac. I bought it, I fixed it, I drove it for like 2 years,
and got all my money back out of it. You can't do that with too many vehicles. So anyway, that was only inspiration for me to keep driving classic or older vehicles.
So with the comments, I try to catch as many comments as I can, but it does all of a sudden, it'll do nothing and then it will go through. So the ones that are super chats are easier to see because they're blocked like Valerie's, and that way we can see them for sure.
Yep.
So we also make sure to read those.
And that said, Valerie says, you're 100% correct about car dealers making their profits from financing, Melissa. Hashtag Financial Peace University.
Somebody was saying before this that I missed that said there's a whole thing about that you do go through the whole deal. The problem is that a lot of those car dealerships that that think that you're going to finance and then find out you're going to pay cash or pay for it, they have already run to see if what you're accepted for credit rating. I mean credit rating, your credit check. And it's never good to, the more you get your credit check done, that actually goes against your credit rating.
Yeah.
Because it's considered as possible debt.
Oh, and sometimes they run it multiple times, like
Yeah.
they push the button too many times.
No,
Yeah.
that car dealership especially is known for doing 2 to 3 credit checks. I know a girl that worked there.
So anyway, that was my experience. Will Melissa ever get a new vehicle? Maybe. I don't know.
It might not be brand new. I don't want to get ripped off either.
Well, it depends. See, Melissa's cousin owns a car dealership,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying this because it's her cousin. I phoned it.
I would trust my cousin.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I phoned the car dealership to ask about a newer vehicle, and they
Yeah.
were actually really nice, and they didn't know that we were related to the owner of the place.
Yeah.
And so based on that experience, and plus he's a very decent person that owns it, I don't think he'd run a bad car dealership. So
Oh, that's just it. I mean, that goes with any business. You could have a horrible experience at an antique shop, and hopefully people don't carry that on to our antique shop thinking that we're all like that.
yeah. Lois Sandra sent us $10 with a little flying beanbag looking guy. Cute. And Chip, thank you so much for the like. Yeah, so, oh, by the way, if you haven't clicked the like button, we're at 458 likes with 2,500 people on right now. Let's see if everybody clicks their like button right now. Let's see it jump.
Oh, wait, I didn't even click it.
Melissa
Hey,
didn't click it.
Armin, you are on it, as always.
Oh, is he
And
giving us the total? Yeah, it's getting there. We are getting there. The here's what other than me complaining
and
about the
Matthew.
car dealership
Matthew's
for
on it too.
two days in a row. 2 live feeds in a row. I don't want to just complain about car dealerships. I think everybody knows what it's like to deal with a used car dealership.
Yeah, it
Not
sticks with you for days.
not the greatest.
I'm not sure how to pronounce this.
Tolo Reading, Reading.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Oh wow! It just went up to 1,100 likes.
Woo!
1,194. Well, that's cool.
See how easy it is to
Yeah.
amaze us?
Everybody hit the like button. Now, everybody tell your partner that's in the house, just yell out, "You sexy beast!" for no parent. You sexy beast. That's right. And they'll be like, "What are you doing?" And you'll be like, "Alex told me to tell you." And yeah, if you live with your brother or sister, maybe don't do that. That would be awkward. Or if you're at work. Yeah.
I mean, but if you do yell it out and it's like your brother and sister in the same house, they just give you the look like,
What is your? A lot of people are gonna say,
I
"What's
for
the problem?"
sure would yell it if my brothers and sister were here and they'd look at me like, what is up with you?
Andre says, "Go get yourself a car." Yeah, I see what you're saying there. There was a little nod as to who I might have been dealing with. Yes, Andre. So there we go. That happened. It's cold, and so what have I been doing in the cold? I have been in my garage, which is usually reserved for a car or two, and I sold all that stuff last year when we were in need of money to sell down or pay off debts. That went well, by the way. Paid off a bunch of debts. That was the intention, and then we ended up using. And this is the funny thing. I'll get back to my story about what I've been up to. I pretty much used it before Christmas time. I'd been putting every single penny towards paying off our house and paying off our store and everything like that. Every week, all I would do is pay off our building until I had very little left in the bank. In fact, when I bought the contents of that house, that was every single penny I could scrape together to buy that place. And what a fortunate turn of events that was, that ended up working out. So now building is paid off, house is paid off, and there's money in the bank to build the other place. Actually very grateful for how things have panned out. But back to my story about the car. There hasn't been one in the garage for a while. And so I've been using my garage for sorting and organizing, and I have to get it all out because the shop tells me that the Rolls Royce we've been working on for the past year or so is finally going to be able to come home in about a week or two. That means I'm going to have to park it somewhere, and it's sure not going to sit outside, especially after doing all that work to it. So it has to go in the garage, which means I've been working my butt off to get the garage cleared out and to get all these sports cards that I bought, a truckload of sports cards, out and over to the auction. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been getting all of the cards done and organized and sorted and taken over to the auction house. And everything's pretty much over there now, and the garage is just about cleared up other than some rando stuff from other picks that I still haven't dealt with yet. Oh, my life has felt like a mess the last month or two, but it is all sorted. And so I guess what I'm getting at is that the, what am I getting at? The baseball cards, hockey cards, all that stuff are going up for auction February 21st.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they picked a date for it. It's a Sunday, I believe. So the going up for auction February 21st. And that's great because that'll all be out of my hair and it'll get us some extra money back in the bank, and we're all happy about that. That said, the other exciting news is that our last and final, a lot of you guys know this, you guys know this already, but the final auction for the musician's house, whatever I had left, well, actually, that's not true. It's not whatever I had left. It's the last big auction sale from the musician's house, is live now, and it ends on Saturday?
Yep.
Saturday.
13th, right? 13th.
Saturday the 13th. Be there, be square. Monster truck rally. Jumping over hemikudas. I don't know. Death-defying feats. Thunder, thunder, thunder.
Oh my goodness.
Apparently, I'm missing monster truck rallies for whatever reason, which I've never been to one. You've been to one.
Yep.
Melissa, between the two of us, Melissa's the only one who's actually been to a monster truck rally.
Yeah, I went to, it was indoors.
Gravedigger.
That's bad times for me.
Did you see Gravedigger?
Probably. I went to a tractor pull and outside, and I went to a, what is it called? You know, the big monster truck show.
Monster
inside.
truck rally.
And they jump all the cars and stuff. But I get migraines from smells.
Oh,
So
yeah, it was full of exhaust, right?
It's loud. It's full of exhaust. It's like, so I had to go with my sister to use the washroom. It was at the very end. And I'm like, we're trying to hurry, like, and then I come back. Everybody's covered in like confetti and like something. Everybody's cheering. Something happened while I was gone. All
You
I know
missed
is
it.
I missed something exciting.
See, the whole fun for me to going to any
Or
kind
maybe
of
she was
event.
taking me.
I've said this before. You guys know how much I love to go to the concession stand at auction sales. And also, you go to a baseball game. It's all about the hot dog. It's all about like getting a hamburger, or hot dog, or the beer, or whatever like that.
It's like the worst for me because I don't like that kind of food at all because they don't have healthy options.
Yeah, but a monster truck rally would all taste like exhaust.
Yeah, I'm good. Chewy, no.
Why don't you bring Chewy over?
He brought me his toy and now he's barking at me.
Thank you, Kathy. Chewy is
show
being
you-
a
I'll show you
demanding
what
little
he did.
pupper right now.
Oh, and it's wet.
Yeah, so
He brought me this, and he's standing off like.
what is that, a rhinoceros?
Yeah, but feel how wet it.
Apparently, no, I don't want to touch it. Gross.
Look at his
Dog
little
slobber.
skittering feet.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Gross.
This has been my last few days has been nothing but me actually working non-stop sorting sports cards. And I got to a point where I've got 95% of it going over to the auction on the 21st. And the other 5% of the stuff, well, ooh, I had the hiccups just then. I'm going to talk and hiccup at the same time. I'll be like the guy who's like, anyway, the important thing to know, what burp. Oh, is that you gotta...
A lot of people were saying what was happening when they yelled, "You sexy beast!"
Oh.
And there was like, my dog barked. My husband didn't hear the headphones.
Oh, good, we got you all in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to say that was earlier.
So this is, this has been my life the last few days is getting stuff auction ready. I'm sure the auction house is probably sick of me because it's not like it's ever small amounts of things. It's thousands of things I take in
I
like,
feel
every
like
week.
they're fine with it. Cindy from Red Deer. Oh, wait, you're not from Red Deer. Close to Red Deer.
Yeah.
She said, currently watching Kim's Convenience. We just started watching that again yesterday.
That's right.
Be
Yeah.
back in 5.
Canadian shows. There's lots of good Canadian shows out there.
Yeah, now I'm going to have that song.
Oh, people want you to hold Chewy up in front of the camera, not the dog toy.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I got to go catch him.
So for those of you that I've been way overdue on an update video. She's catching the dog right now. She's chasing the dog around our kitchen. She's caught a dog. It
I
was
didn't have to chase him. He was docile and put his ears back.
yeah. It wasn't really that difficult. He gave up.
Yeah, he's like,
You quitter.
fine. Okay.
He's like, what do you want?
His hair is getting too long. It's like graded.
Oh yes, the
down.
remaining 5% of the cards I'm sending off to get graded, and it takes a really long time for grading right now. Thank you for keeping me on track, whoever mentioned. And what about the other 5%? I swear, it's not ADD. It's difficult to. Well, it might be a little bit of that. It's probably a bit of that. But yes, the remaining 5% of the cards, I will always get back on topic eventually. The remaining 5% of the cards I have to get graded because there's some really good ones in there, and I'm gonna probably lose out if I don't send them in. Cards that are graded are worth a lot more than the cards that aren't. So, but a really big auction sale coming on the 21st of February with sports cards and collectibles and things of that nature. Oh, I feel like I don't want to turn this into the home shopping network, but this is what happens when if you follow somebody whose business is, I have a store and I'm going to show you the stuff I'm buying. Eventually I'm going to be like, and here's where to buy it. Because that's what kind of business person would I be if I didn't talk about that stuff. But anyway, if you don't like sports cards, don't go to the auction. That's about it.
Well, that's on the, what day did you say?
Yep. Oh,
What day is it? Alexander, what day is the sports card at auction?
the 21st of February.
But the 13th is the jewelry and, right?
It's funny. Somebody out there.
It's on the 13th.
Oh, yes. February 13th. This Saturday, we will do a live feed and we'll live stream the first hour of the sale. And I won't be
But
able to live
it's
stream.
jewelry and... it's
Mainly
not-
jewelry.
Yeah.
And some household items that you guys were interested in.
Yeah.
Oh, and 2 dresses. Yeah.
And the curtains, right?
Funky Aardvark says, I agree, dog.
Hot dogs are
hot
awesome.
dogs are awesome. A certain Scandinavian company has awesome ones. Has Castor Auctions forgiven you yet? I know it's their thing, but oh, have they forgiven me for all the stuff I bring in? So far, it's been okay. They haven't given me too much. No, it's like the staff is like, oh my goodness, there's more work. But the owner is like, keep bringing more. I don't mind.
You know what you do? Since it's February 13th, somebody said just in time for Valentine's
The
Day.
day before.
So if you buy something from the auction as a gift for Valentine's Day, I used to work in jewelry, and this is what we would do when we have to order something. Take a picture of it, and I know it's not the same thing, but you print it out and you put it inside a card, and then they know it's coming for them, and you can still give it to them on Valentine's Day. But I mean, it's an idea.
Yeah, you can say, Happy Valentine's Day. Here's a picture of the thing I bought you that's coming in 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or if you live in Edmonton, you go pick it up that day or the next. You can go pick it up on Valentine's Day. You could win it on the Saturday and go pick it up on the
Are
Sunday.
they open on Sunday?
Yeah, they're open on Sundays. Yeah, so that could be your special, if you're in the Edmonton area, that could be a special Valentine's Day
I don't
thing.
think that he did find the ring that they were searching for. I don't know. Actually, we didn't hear an update anyways.
I don't know. I don't think it's in the safe deposit boxes or not. He wrote me
You never
back
know.
and said that he has to wait like a month or two until he can get into the safe deposit boxes. I'm excited for him. Hey, he has a sense of humor. The guy that we bought the contents from has a sense of humor. He sent me a picture of in Pulp Fiction where it's just Samuel L. Jackson's face lit up and it's like the glowing of the case. If you haven't watched that movie, there's something very special they've been carrying a case. They finally open and they never reveal what it is, but it just glows yellow. He sent me that as an image. So I'm rooting for him that he does well and find some good stuff in there.
Armin asks, the collector's sports memorabilia estate auction, just Curiosity Inc. or mixed?
It's going to be mixed. There's another estate that is going through at the same time. I think of like signed jerseys and stuff like that. I guess at the end of the day, if you see something at the auction site, whether it's mine or somebody else's, if you like it, bid on it. If it's a price that you like, bid on it. Go for it.
Yeah.
If it's simply just our stuff, they'll usually call it a curiosity sale or name it that way. The sale that's happening on
The 13th.
the 13th is just our stuff. Every single thing. All 970 lots that are going through auction on Saturday are from that house.
970?
970. And last time, the poor
my
guys that were
gosh.
there, they start at, was it 10 a.m.?
10
They
a.m.
started at 10 a.m. and they went until 12:30 in the morning.
The next morning.
The next day. It went until the next day. It was ridiculous.
They were losing their voices, but they still had like such a good attitude and they were still like upbeat and we went to bed. We didn't even stay up.
We didn't even say it. We actually thought, I wrote them at like 11 and I'm like, can you guys just let the stuff
I know.
end like online? Like just switch it to timed or something? Like,
We're like, just stop.
We're like, just you
let
guys
them
just
go
stop,
home.
let them go. And they're like, no, we have to finish it. It has to be done.
And they wanted to stay anyways. They were all up for it.
So I don't know if it's going to be the same thing. But since the last auction happened, the story of this whole house has gone all over the world. All over the
Yeah.
world.
That's so great.
Everywhere. I had somebody from Singapore write me. And somebody said that they were talking about me on the news in Detroit, which is kind of cool because my family, when they first came over to the Americas, I don't know, they weren't Irish, they were English apparently. When they first came over to the Americas, they were in Wayne County, Michigan, which is pretty much right where the airport is for Detroit. So I've got dead relatives all over the United States. I should go visit their headstones one day. I was going to take my sister out there.
I feel like they're not going to know that you visited or not.
I'll know. It's important to me. Yeah, the dog is standing at the door thinking he's going to go outside right now.
So usually Chewy doesn't go outside as soon as it gets cold. Colder than -40, he's all over it. He wants to go out there. And Chewy is a Yorkie, so he doesn't have an undercoat. He just has hair, so he's going to freeze. But
yeah.
No.
But yeah, anyway, it's been an absolutely crazy story that so many news channels picked it up all over the place. I'm going to have to continue to do interesting, well, I always find that we do interesting stuff on our channel, but these big adventures like that, they kind of knock the wind out of me. I'm not coughing right now, but you probably noticed that I was coughing for like a month after we did that series.
Yeah.
And when we did the Potter's House too, I was coughing for about a month. So it's kind of hard on my system. That said though, the reason why I'm only doing an hour live feed on Saturday is because after the live feed, I'm going to look at another hoarder house.
Are you serious?
Hey, these things find me.
Yeah, he told you guys on here in front of me so that I could.
So you can't get mad? No, I didn't do that.
Oh, I can hold on.
But you're not
It's
actually.
only half an hour.
Melissa is very supportive, as much as she's pretending.
Depends.
Yeah.
It depends if I think that you're gonna get sick or.
Yeah. Oh, Sergeant Red says, where in Wayne are they? I can go snap a pic. It's some cemetery, Wayne County. I don't know. I looked it up. I'll have to look it up again. They're there anyway. It's from the 1800s. I know that much. And my ancestor in Wayne County, Michigan, his headstone reads, "Proud British subject," or something like that. I'm like, oh, them's fighting words.
He said that's helpful. LOL.
Yeah.
They're somewhere.
I'll look it up. I got to go there. I want to take my sister there. It's one of those things that I want my sister to feel connected to her roots. I want her to feel connected to this family. If you didn't know, I just met my sister. Was it 2 years ago now?
Is it only
A year and a half ago, maybe?
think
I
it's
just
2
met
years.
my sister, and we're both middle-aged. And I've always been sort of the caretaker of our family's past and our story. And so now now it was all for good reason. I can pass that along to somebody else who's related, for future generations that know who they are and what their history is.
Where is the new hoarder house? That is a great question, Missy Cat.
It's here in town. Yeah.
At least it's here and not like 4 hours away.
Yeah.
It's not the whole house or just the contents?
I don't know. I think just they said, would you be interested in buying the contents of my mom's house and garage? They said she had hoarding tendencies and we don't know what to do. I'm going to go look. It's worked out for me 2 out of 2 times.
Oh, I forgot about contacting Louis Vuitton about the shoes.
2 out of 3 times it's worked out. Because the other time somebody called me up and they're like, you want to come out and look? You could have everything you want in there for free. And I'm like, this sounds great. And then I called Josh to come out and it was really, really gross. So it depends on what the person hoarded. If they hoarded banana peels, probably not going to find it appealing. Oh.
Susan said, please tell Alex that we say wear a mask. I mean, he wears the masks that we're required to wear for COVID, of course.
I have many masks.
Yeah.
You guys don't need to send me any more masks. So many people at home were so kind.
I know, but you need to wear it when you're in the house.
The problem is, okay, this is me talking. I sound like Homer Simpson.
Sounds
Anyway.
the same to me.
Yeah, so it's really hard to hear.
I know, but you could take it off just to film.
I know it's hard to. Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
I know. I should be wearing a respirator, and I probably will. But I'm gonna go look at the.
Even a proper dust mask is. I mean, the proper. What is that? N95.
Yeah. So I'm going to go look at this other hoarder property on Saturday, and see what I can see.
Anella said, "Love the joke, but
Yeah.
I don't know which joke it was."
Oh, maybe me pretending to be Homer. Hard to
Missy
say.
Cat
Or the
said,
banana
listen
peel.
to Melissa. And I think it was Carol that I was listening to.
I listen to my wife. I do. I listen to her.
And then does the opposite. Rubber chicken head mask. Nancy, did I show you guys that?
Oh yeah.
Did we?
I had it in a video. I drove away in it one day.
I filmed that. Right.
I did a normal like going off to work video, but I was wearing a chicken mask.
He wasn't really he didn't drive. He drove just rolled in front of our house because it has tiny little eye holes.
Oh, sometimes the humor. Oh, Becky says drive the royal car used for shopping to the jerks place. Oh, the go to the museum and be like, remember how I got you that car? Can you lend it to me for the weekend? I need the King George's car and go drive around in that.
I feel like you for sure will not get a deal.
Yeah.
They're like, we're
No.
not taking off 50 cents.
So it's funny. I find very subtle things funny. Like I posted on my Facebook page from Indiana Jones, the golden idol that in the Raiders of the Lost Ark. No.
Yeah.
The Temple of Doom.
Is it? Are you sure?
I think so. Anyway, it's the golden idol that the big roly ball tries to get him and all that. So I posted a picture of that on my Facebook page and I said, found this at the back of the cave, was really tricky to get out, ruined my good pants. That's all I put. Because I know that somebody in there is not going to know that I'm joking and they're going to say, that belongs, like, they'll actually be like, you shouldn't keep that. That's art. That's history. That belongs in a museum, whatever. I was joking completely. So there are people who are like, you should put that back in the cave or whatever. The people who take it seriously, it's the best because I'm obviously kidding and it's my pop culture references. But sometimes my jokes...
He's laughing already.
Well, okay. It's hit and miss. So I was going through Facebook Marketplace, which if you've ever done, people list stuff for sale there.
Susan, that's who it was.
And a guy posted on like one of those historic sites. He's like, can anybody tell me anything about this bayonet? I was told my grandpa killed 20 Germans with it. How old is it? And then I wrote underneath, sad thing was his dad was never in World War II. He was a university student in Berlin in 1975 or something, aka implying that his grandpa wasn't a war hero and was in fact a serial killer. Ha ha ha.
Wow, Alexander.
And so he didn't get the joke. Like I said, it was only funny to me because, anyway. So I put that there. 50% of the people did like the crazy laughing face and the rest of the people were like, I don't get it, which is fine. Sometimes it only has to be funny to one person. Dark humor.
Amanda.
Anyway. Yeah.
Said, hi, Alex and Melissa. Hope you're both doing well. Alex does the best dad jokes.
Yeah. Well, that one wasn't really PG-13, I don't think.
No,
there's swearing those. What happened to all the comic books I sent to the US? They're floating around all over the United States. And on top of it, they're supposed to be paying me at some point, too, which is nice.
Alexander, Dustin. That's right. You tell them. Zenobia.
Patricia said...
Just got here.
Oh, hello, Zenobia. Oh, Zenobia and Hans. Somebody sent me a letter in the mail for you and for Hans. I don't know what it is because it's for you. I didn't open it, but it's sitting at the till. So next time you're in Edmonton, Zenobia, come by and pick it up. There's a little tiny letter. It says for Hans and Zenobia on it. I do have to give a shout out to all the people who have been sending things in the mail to us to the store. Sometimes people send me little things. Linda with an I sent us some cookies today, which was very nice. I had somebody from Israel.
Where's those cookies?
At the store. Somebody from Israel sent us wine. Now, here's the problem. I think they went on an airplane, and when the bottle got pressurized, let me just say that what you did is you sent me a real exciting box to open. So it's wrapped in cardboard. Great, cut the cardboard off. I open up, and it's like foam, and it's all taped up. It's foam, it's taped. I cut the tape, I open it up. The corks have come off the wine bottle, so I've got like Niagara Falls of wine all over my counter. It looks like somebody killed a raccoon on my desk.
Gross.
It was awful. And inside the car, like, here you go. We love your show. And I'm like, oh, it was so nice. But the corks, like, must have...
blown out.
Yeah, they blew off the top of the bottle in shipping. So sadly, I didn't have a chance to drink the wine. It was a very kind gesture. But you sure created a tense moment at the shop today. Lucky for me, I was already planning on...
You need to film this.
I was already planning on mopping the floors and stuff anyway. That was like part of my goal of today was to clean the shop.
Probably smelled good.
No, it smelled like wine. Yeah, it smelled like and that's when the police would come in to do like a police spot check. Like, how are things going to the business? Meanwhile, I'm like doused in wine. It's been awful. So yeah, I was doused in wine. Allison Pilcher says, bring the grabber on your pick. Stay safe. Oh, was that you that sent that, Allison? Thank you so much. She sent me one of those like poker things that I'll probably use to pest my children with before I use it on a pick. But I do have it at the shop, and I was grabbing random stuff with it.
Can't wait.
Oh, got the Knowles Russian Legends plate.
Can't wait to get the Knowles Russian Legends
oh,
plate.
That's great. So yes, Bob says, so that's what I was smelling. Yes, I spilt wine all over my counter. It wasn't like I won the Stanley Cup and I was celebrating. Whoop-a-hoo!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, I had a tense moment. That happened. And so yeah, I did a little cleaning. And now our store has a certain ambiance of wine and old antiques. Which
So somebody sent a picture of David sent a picture of laughing face and then two wine glasses. But
Clinking together.
I thought it was somebody's like
oh, you thought it was like their butt bent
their
over.
butt with little feet, and that it was shaking, even though it's showing like the
Yeah.
clink, just
Oh.
in case. That's what I thought you sent us.
But it's all right because the smell of the wine disappeared very quickly because later in the day we had the fellow that owns West Mountain Soap come by and bring us our soap order. So now the store smells very fragrant, and the soap is getting rave reviews.
Minus 40 is the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit.
Yeah, minus 40 is just cold. It's so cold, in fact, that if you go outside for more than a few minutes, you could get frostbite and actually really hurt yourself. I had these kids from this neighborhood come through, and I think they got off school. And because I'm a dad and I don't know, human being, I can't help it. They were going to go outside before they put their mitts on. And I said, guys, but you can't go outside without your mitts on. And they're like, okay, mister. And they put their mitts on and your toque. Okay. It's so funny that when you're an adult, you can actually convince kids to do positive things like protect their little ears. When it's that cold outside, you got to bundle up.
It's funny that kids generally will just listen to when they know it's something they should be doing. And they think they're getting away with something. And they're like, God darn, I got to do it now.
Yeah. That's right. You come in for the candy, you get guilted to dress warmly because I don't want to see those little fingers and toes or
I
anything
can't
getting
believe they
hurt out
were
there.
sent out to begin with.
No, I think that they took them off when they're looking at candy and they were going
No,
to
I
walk
mean,
out.
like, can you imagine us sending like the kids out and then just saying, hey, go to the store?
No, I think they were on their way home from school.
Oh, I
These are
forgot
kids
today was
that, kids walk home from the school. And for 100 years, kids have been walking home from school in front of our store and buying bad things for them, like candy.
What's a toque? You know,
Yeah.
the knit hat that covers your ears.
Our store is hopefully going to be the highlight of some kid's future memory, like their childhood memory. They'll be like, remember there used to be this old store and it had a crazy gypsy fortune teller inside. They'll be like, Grandpa needs his meds again. They won't believe it. And there was a human skull in the corner and I think that a pirate lived there. And they're going to be like, what? This place didn't exist. I'm excited for people to think that these children who are coming to my store now will be, people won't believe them when they're adults about the craziness that happens in that shop. But here's what I learned today. Today was a day where I wanted to get some chores done. I wanted to find some new stock for the store and to restock some of the things that we're selling out, like the soap and some other items. I am trying to find, and I want to carry, for those of you that are new to the channel or don't know, we have an antique store. Yes, I talk. Hi, my name is Alex Archibald. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. Well, that part's true. We do run an
The
antique
rest of it,
store.
though.
We run an antique store in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Yep. Whoop. Where we try and find the coolest things we can find, or whatever my intro
How do you
says.
remember all that?
I don't. That's the thing. Anyway, so we have an antique shop, but the front of the store, it's a general store. It's always been a general store. It's been a general store for 100 years. I can't just not carry some general store stuff. So we have tea and coffee and candy and random cups and socks that are kind of funny. Just like sort of gift shoppy type things, because we're also a bit of a destination. People come in and they don't always want to be like, yeah, I'll take that crazy painting on the wall. Sometimes they just want to have something fun that came from the store. So we have things in the store that are fun to buy that aren't necessarily antiques. But one thing that I wanted to bring in, and I always look at how we can be a better part of our neighborhood. We are in a historic neighborhood, lots of four-square homes, turn-of-the-century homes, well-kept area with lots of nice folks that go for walks and walk their dogs and so forth. Except today they were walking their dogs and it was so cold they were actually running frantically with their dogs. Like, no, this walk is not going to be casual. They were bolting. Anyway, I thought it would be nice if we carried seeds, like flowers and like garden seeds like peas and carrots and stuff like that, because well, my store's probably always sold that stuff ever since it was new. So I've been reaching out to seed suppliers, and apparently, and I didn't know this, that with COVID, gardening has become like the next big thing. People are gardening like crazy. I was gonna say gardening their pants off, but that would I think that's like plumber's butt. I think if you're gardening your pants off, you probably bent over too far. People are gardening their pants off. Anyway, people are gardening a lot. And as a result, all the seeds for this year have already been spoken for by existing clients, and they won't even consider selling to another store. So here's the hot tip. If you want to have a garden this year, go and buy your seeds early because there's not a lot to go around. They said that they can't even set me up with wholesale seeds. So that means I can't sell seeds this year, but they're going to put me on the short list for next year. So I guess that's a thing now. And yeah, we're going to try and get some seeds and have, you know, when you go into a store and they have that rack, like that spinny rack of seeds, and you're like, well, let's try begonia and some beans and I don't know, Brussels sprouts, and you pick your stuff that you're going to grow. I think the people in my neighborhood would probably like that because it's just a nice little handy thing to have in the area. So I'm going to try and get myself set up to sell some
That'd
seeds.
be good times for me.
Oh, and Melissa would love getting, just think, even from a perspective
Wholesale
of
seeds?
wholesale gardening.
Oh.
Cindy Red Deer says gardening is the new bread making. LOL. Yeah, and same thing, a lot of people were canning too, because then they make all that, they grow all this stuff in their garden and all this fruit, and then they want to make jam, and they're like, I've got no quart sealer jars. I don't know where this person's from, where that voice is, but they're
Joni
like,
said, now we can all send seeds to Alex. Yes, to Alex.
yeah, but I have to be able to resell them.
That's okay. I'll just grow them. It's okay.
So I'm trying to find a wholesaler for seeds, and I'm having a really tough time.
I could do like the whole back. Oh yeah, Lori's doing a seed swap. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can send you some seeds.
But I've been thinking really hard, and this is what I want to do. Oh, thank you, Rochelle. She says, check out Alex's singing on this channel. It's amazing. Or don't. If you're like, I want to see a guy pretend he's Johnny Cash for an hour. Well, then
Make
go
sure
ahead
the
and
seeds
check it
will
out.
grow in Edmonton. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, they have to be. Seeds have to be for your
The right
climate
zone.
zone. Your what's it called? It's not climate zone. They have growing zones anyway. Like, are you zone 1, 2, 3, or whatever?
Burpee still has seeds. There's a subscriber off of here. Oh, come on. What is her name?
Yeah, she said
She's in
seeds.
BC.
It's like
Wise Woman Seeds. She's out of BC. She might be on here. But
Yeah.
She
Oh.
sent me a whole bunch of seeds to me and Zenobia, and mine all grew.
Yeah, somebody said, didn't you get seeds from viewers last year? We did. You guys have a good memory.
That was. I also have some flower seeds. I still have some. There was a lot. But yeah, she sent us, Zenobia and myself, some seeds. The beans especially grew really well. So.
It's not that I can't find seeds at a store. It's that I need to find them wholesale because I don't want to be selling them for more than what they should be going for. We want to sell them for the same price a normal store would sell them for. So we have to get a wholesale account. This is why I had problems with the car lot. They thought I was a seedy character. That's what it was. Or that we're in the seed. We have our store in the seedy end of town. Yeah.
We missed your comment, Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Somebody actually said that, and I don't know how true this is, but on one of my singing videos or something, Johnny Cash's daughter left a comment and said something like, you sound like my dad or something like that. I haven't gone through the comments to see
you
it.
never know.
But somebody said, they called me at the store and they said, you realize that Johnny Cash's daughter was on, would that be Roseanne Cash? Can't remember what her name is. Was on your YouTube channel and listened to you
Dave
sing.
said, dude, you should sell flannel shirts.
I should. This isn't flannel though, this one. Yeah. Anyway, so this is what's been going on.
Cathy said, I'm here right now.
Oh, Cathy Cash. Cathy, are you related to Johnny Cash or you just have the same last name? We'll see. There is a Cash on here right now. But I don't know if you're related to Johnny Cash or you just have a Cash last name. We'll find out here. Maybe we can get to the root of this story right away.
They said yes, Roseanne. Cathy said he's my dad.
Oh. Well,
he has 6 daughters.
Oh, well, Cathy, that's pretty cool. Now I feel bad if
You have 5 sisters, man.
Okay,
my sisters
first
just
off,
stuck with me.
Johnny Cash, I'm going to say this because Johnny Cash is absolutely one of my favorite artists. Phenomenal voice.
6.
I don't know what he was like as a dad, but I mean, I'm definitely honored that you're on here, and now I feel awkward because the man's daughter has heard me sing his songs, but I'm sure you've heard people sing his songs all over the place. But anyway, yeah, that's really cool. Appreciate that you're on and listening to our stuff if that's the case. Anyway, Cathy, that's really cool. So yeah, anyway, that's neat. And how awkward that I'm sharing this like fantastic
You're
story.
very good, Alex.
Oh, thanks. That's really awkward now because you're here, and I was just saying that somebody was saying they were Johnny Cash's daughter on. So there we go. Hey, well, hopefully we're entertained.
Well, I'm glad I caught you.
But did your dad ever empty out a hoarder house? Because if that combination hasn't happened, then I might have hope to be my own person. Anyway, so cool. We have some celebrity guests on today, unexpectedly. And now I don't know that I can ever sing a Johnny Cash song.
She said, no, not at all. It's sweet.
Oh, well, anyway, have always loved his music and loved his voice and the lyrics that he put forward. Yeah, really interesting story, you know, and watching those videos of him going back to the farm field where he grew up. And I kind of feel akin to that because he didn't grow up with very much money, you know, farmers, lots of kids, and you know, I think a fairly religious family, and I grew up in a similar sort of setting. We didn't have much cash.
She said no hoarder house, but he did remodel in like a few hotel rooms.
Yeah, I've heard of his hotel room remodeling. And anyway, it's just such an interesting story, and I think the America recordings are definitely my favorite that he's ever done. So
Funky Aardvark said, how to make Alex stop in his tracks? Finally, Alex is the man.
the man in plaid. Yeah. So there you have it. And yeah. And here's
If he carried fresh vegetables, I would be all over that because it would, I would just take them all. I'm so sorry.
so the I'm at a loss for words now. Somebody was talking carrying fresh vegetables. The spot that we're going to be building our store on, our coffee shop, the cafe next to our antique shop, used to be the garden for the store. And they used to grow all the vegetables there, and then they'd sell them in the shop. And so when we went to dig for the foundation, it was, and I felt guilty about this. I'm not kidding. It was like 3 feet of black soil, like good black soil, 3 feet of it. I felt awful digging that up because there's such good dirt that you could have grown anything in it.
Why didn't you put it in the back and grown something in it?
Well, we did actually spread it out in the back.
Well, that's not wasting. That's just making a garden to be.
Yeah.
Lilith said, souvenir mugs with the store logo for visitors. Why don't we should do that? Well, we have it on Teespring.
We have mugs on teespring.com as well as our other merch.
But we
and
should
stuff
put
there.
some in because we have mugs.
How are we talking about dirt when Johnny Cash's daughter is on right now? I mean, come on. There's more cool things happening at this moment. Yeah, that's funny. Now, I am actually at a loss for words, but the cool thing is, and Cathy, I really do appreciate you watching this. It's funny that you never know who's watching your channel, and you never know who's following along on your live feeds and things like that. I had somebody call me today, and they said, I've been watching your show. And I said, oh, cool, thanks very much. Turns out it's a producer with HGTV, and they're like, we've been watching your show. I'm like, oh, that's cool. You never know who's watching. And what's going to happen with your life and with your world. But it's always a surprising sort of thing to find out who is who's following along. Cathy, the funny thing is that my dad was a musician. My uncle was a musician. My uncle played with Les Paul and did the circuit when Les Paul was he was a guitarist with Les Paul in his band. We went around. My dad played with Tommy Banks, who was a jazz musician. My dad was more of a jazz musician. And so growing up, I had all these talented artists around me. And for the record, that's also the reason why I've never done drugs or ever wanted to do drugs. If you grow up around musicians, you're like, why is that man drooling and wobbling around in the corner? And then my dad would be like, well, he used to be a really good bass player, but then drugs got to him. And then you see another guy who's like barely holding it together, who's 62 years old or something. You're like, what happened to that guy? Well, that guy's a really good drummer. What happened to him? Drugs. Guess what I never wanted to do? Never want to do drugs, because all I saw was my dad's old friends that could barely muddle their way through life. So I never touched this stuff. But as a result of being around musicians, I was afraid to play in front of my dad, and I really never did very much. He was a guitar teacher as well. And, you know, if you go to play something, you'd be proud, and he'd be like, instead of hearing the music, he would also just tell you your fingering is wrong or you're not strumming proper. So I kind of learned how to play guitar on my own in secret. I never took lessons, which probably shows with some of my style. But
Lisa said, just be you, and please let Melissa talk about dirt. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. I don't know anything about dirt.
Yeah. Anyway, I also never really started to sing until the last couple years or so. I would like sing in the shower or something, but I never sang in front of people until 2 years ago.
We called it the singing shower. We'd hear him.
Yeah, somebody was. I had a guitar in the background of a video, And they're like, "Oh, you should play the song sometime." And I'm like, "Okay." So I did actually Johnny Cash song. I can't remember which one I did. And anyway, I did it, and they thought I was actually copying. They thought that I was. I basically took Johnny Cash's song and I lip synced over it. But I did a video, and I couldn't get the video to work with the audio because it didn't
Yeah.
sync up, and so it looked like I was lip syncing. So people were like, "This guy's phony. He's full of it. He can't sing at all." And so I did another song. And they're like, "Oh, I guess I did Tennessee Stud
Said
as
I
another
saw
song."
you do 2 of Dad's songs. You did great. She said she just found us last month. Well, you got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. That was an interesting series too with the Potter. I mean, not the Potter. Well, the Potter
Musician's House
interesting
series,
too, but
yeah.
the Musician's House.
Um,
That's not what all Alberta. I mean, Edmonton homes look like.
I can't, Kathy. The problem is when I sing, I naturally go to this kind of 40s kind of old school, either country or Bing Crosby-ish kind of vibe, and I don't think I could ever do modern music. So I was like, do some Justin Bieber songs. Why? That's not me. It doesn't suit me anyway. So there you go. There you have it. So yeah, if you do go through, and thank you for peddling my music on here. Hey,
Dave said, "I wish I could sing." You guys could practice.
so Kathy, does that mean that you sing too? Because I mean, your mom and dad were obviously, pretty crazy about the family singing stuff. Especially I think about like the daddy sang bass, or and the family would get all around. I just wonder if you guys all sang as well as a family or played instruments too, but we'll see. It's not this. This is now I get to interview. I should change this to interviewing Cathy Cash. Yeah. Anyway.
No, just
Oh,
Roseanne,
my
John
auntie
Carter,
performed
and
with Johnny.
Carlene.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Roseanne, John Carter, and Carlene. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So cool. Nice to have some. And I always consider your dad's early stuff more rock and roll. Anyway, when you think of that '50s music that came around, they didn't know what they were. It was rockabilly. Elvis was he country? Johnny Cash, the same thing. Sun Records. All those guys were borderline country, and then some went more rock and some went more country. But the early stuff is all very similar. It's all that rockabilly sort of, that train's a coming. It's got that thump on the guitar and that twang going. I just love it. Gene Vincent, Eddie Cochran, all that stuff.
It's Nina said Melissa can have the Rolls Royce. Melissa would only prefer a car that I'm not all for the Rolls Royce. I want something that's like super safe to drive in winter that doesn't slip. I just need something that is not going to slip. Yep. I feel like the Rolls Royce is going to slip. Plus, I'm not a fan of cars. I'm so sorry. I'm a car lover.
And Kathy says rockabilly's how he was billed at first. Yeah, I saw that. This is so cool. This is a live chat where usually I just go on here and I yibber yabber about stuff. Like here early in the conversation, I'm complaining about a car lot. Here I am.
Real life.
I know, but I'm like, I can't believe it. And then I told the story last episode where like I think it was Willie Nelson or somebody went in and they thought he was a bum and they treated them kind of the same way. But I'm not going to go back because we have a Rolls Royce convertible that we've been working on for about a year or so, and we have. I'm not going to go back in that car. I'm going to go. What did I say? I was going to go back in one of those giant foam like cowboy hats and just go like the ambulance. I was going to go in our Ghostbusters car, flip the sirens and lights on, and just get out by the driver's door and go car. I want a car, and wait, and I'll do it in my megaphone even. Car, until somebody comes out and treats me proper.
Oh my goodness.
Then they can be, we're going to need your ID and a whole lot of information about you before. then they just be sending me until the actual police showed up and took me away. But that's all right. That's what I'm going to do.
Somebody asked, and this is actually from the Musician's House, the little heart necklace. And also I wore the Effie ring. It's the pink sapphire one.
Melissa did keep some stuff from the Musician's
I did a
House
live
series.
on what I kept. And then I found another necklace that I forgot to mention. Of course.
She is just doused in jewelry. My wife, nothing but the best porterhouse jewelry for my wife.
I didn't keep that much. I mean, I kept some pieces. I kept way more than I thought I kept. But
yeah. Hey, somebody said they told their family that they want a tank. I actually have gone on a pick and the person owned a Sherman tank. Those are the type of picks I've been going on lately. They're like, well, what do you got for sale? Like, it's so different now because I get these really cool calls. And they're like, we got a few things for sale. You go out there, what do they have? A Lancaster bomber and a Sherman tank in their field. Okay, you're gonna have some cool stuff in your house, clearly. Or, ancient Mayan jade masks or Roman coins. There is all kinds of cool stuff. And that's only going within 30 minutes of my house. I can't even imagine how much stuff is out there. So I keep getting these wonderful calls. And on top of that, there's these mystery houses, which are like the ultimate unboxing videos when you buy a house full of junk and go through it.
Tanks don't get very good gas mileage.
Tanks for the tip, I guess. I wouldn't think they'd get good gas mileage. Probably about as good as the Cadillac or the FJ Cruiser, though. Do I miss the Cadillac? Yes. In fact, Dolly Parton did a video shoot several years ago, and she used the exact type of Cadillac as mine for her photo shoot. It is an iconic car, but it was so nice that I didn't want to drive it in winter, and that was my winter car. You know, what with having to choose between the Rolls Royce and all, soon that car will be back from the shop, which leads me to earlier in the conversation where I said I have to clean my garage out. Not my garage. I have to clean the garage out to make room for this car. We have owned Silver Shadow Rolls Royce before, and they are finicky. It is like, say, if you've not driven in an old Rolls Royce Silver Shadow, and probably a lot of you have, they're pretty common cars. They're not very expensive. In fact, you could buy a nice Rolls Royce for about $10,000, $12,000 or so. It's like a quarter of the price of a minivan. You get in it, if you've ever been at like a fancy hotel, and there's all sorts of leather furniture, and it smells old, and there's books, and it smells like must, and it's very quiet, and all you can hear is a clock ticking. That's the ambiance of sitting inside an old Rolls Royce. It's like, the last guy in here probably wore a funny little hat and smoked a cigar and sat in this seat, and now I'm here. So they're kind of funny little things. But the cool thing about ours is that it's a convertible, and they only made 52 of them or something like that. There's not a lot of them out there. It's a special bodied car, Mulliner Park Ward, and it's quite rare. So we had to save it. It was eaten by raccoons. For those of you watching, we bought a Rolls Royce that was eaten by raccoons. And that's about the entry point that we wanted to get in at a Rolls. And it's been a bit of a money pit getting it back together, but we're saving a piece of automotive history, and that's important too. Anyway, so far, Melissa is absolutely right. We are at 62 minutes now. She said, you're not going to end it. We both know, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm a talker, and you're clearly a talker.
I'm a talker on live feeds. Like when I know that I'm here to chat with you and to tell my stories and to engage with the audience, I'm a chatter. I'm a talker. But in normal life, I'm kind of reserved. I don't really chat a whole bunch. I'm kind of like, if poor Bob comes into the store, and Bob's on right now. He'll come in and he's introverted, and you wouldn't think it, but I'm kind of introverted too. And so he comes in and he's like, hey, and I'm like, hey, Bob. And then we just kind of sit there in silence for a little
Stare
while.
at each other.
Just like, what's new? Not much. Find any bottles? Nope. That goes on for about 4 hours. Not thrilling TV for Bob is like, yup. But I don't know. I should just I gather stories, I keep them in my back pocket, and then I just verbally spew them all over the camera. I get them out for you guys there.
I do see one comment I just want to make sure everybody sees. There's Serendipity by Melanie. If you want to put up a whole bunch of hearts, she won, I think, 56 boxes, like
What?
lots.
56
off of our last,
lots.
But she's doing unboxings on her channel, and it's actually, she's just learning how to do the whole super calming, and I'm even interested to see what she got. So, and if you are interested in any of the patterns or anything like that, she sells on Etsy as well. So if you feel like there was something you wanted that you missed out on, you still have a chance. So if you put up some hearts, then everybody can go and check it out.
There, she just did.
Oh, good.
No,
that's
somebody else
Brenda.
did.
That's Brenda Summerfield. I see what you did there, Brenda.
Oh, and my wife, my lovely bride, and we were actually talking about this the other day, that we kind of are having an unofficial anniversary on the 14th, because that's the day that I nervously asked Melissa over the phone when we were dating long distance.
Yeah.
You think you maybe want to go out? And she's like, okay, or something like that.
No, that's not how it went.
We were both children
Yeah.
at the time. We're both kind of children now in the grand scheme of things. Nah, I'm middle-aged.
Oh, it didn't let it go.
So we started dating on February the 14th, a really long time ago. And I don't know, we're going to spend some time together and go do some fun stuff on the 14th. You can't really go out and do as much as you normally could, but we're going to go out and try and have some fun. So on that note, okay, a couple things. Our big auction is ending on Saturday. I can't stress this enough. If you missed some things last time and you wanted to have a piece, this is where I'm a salesperson now. You see what I'm doing here? And it's also as a courtesy because a lot of people are like, how come you never told me about the auction? The auction for the Musician's House, the last one is happening this Saturday. And it's going to be running from 10 a.m. until... That's what it says on the website. Starts at 10 a.m. and ends at... It's just a picture of somebody's lips flapping. We don't know when it's going to end. The last one went until 12:30 in the morning the next day. Poor old auctioneer. Oh, the poor auctioneers felt so bad for them. Hopefully they progress with it and get everything going. But it's going to be an interesting sale. Have no idea what the expectation is for the sale, but we are going to be getting quite as, I mean, whatever comes out of that sale is going towards this building. So just nicer floors or nicer windows. I don't know. But thank you all for your support. Thank you all for bidding on things and being part of this journey and part of this story. And the sport card auction is ending. It's not live yet, but it'll be up fairly soon. I'll let you guys know what it is. And the 21st of February is when the sports cards will be up for auction or ending that day. So guys, thank you. Check out Kastner Auctions for our auction sales that we're doing, kauctions.ca. Cathy Cash, big round of applause for you joining on there. And nice to know that you are, I thought somebody was just giving me this urban legend story of like, I was like, oh yeah, right. I am sure Johnny Cash's daughter has nothing better to do than to watch our channel. Apparently not. You're just as bored as the rest of us. So thanks for logging in. And Cathy, you're always welcome, as is everybody on this channel.
Welcome to our YouTube family.
Yeah, welcome to the YouTube family and to our community here. It's a bunch of really great people and a bunch of really great people who like Johnny Cash music. So that's a good combination right there. So you guys have a wonderful night. Yeah, totally caught me off guard today. And yeah, it was a fun chat for me too. So you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you all soon. And as always, bye for now.
And now I'm not going to let him sign off. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Turn on the little ringy bell so that you actually get the notifications.
Yeah.
And we will be doing a live for an hour the day of the auction.
Is it called ringy bell? If they look at their screen,
the little ringy bell, you know.
upper right-hand corner, there should be a little bell.
Well, it depends on if you're on your phone or not. Just look for the bell. You'll see it.
There's a bell.
Fine.
Okay.
But hopefully you subscribe because we want to have you as part of our family. So thank you so much, you guys, as always, for coming on and joining in all of our crazy fun.
Yep. All right. So now, bye for now?
Yeah, now bye for now.
Oh, see, bye. Okay. Bye for now. Bye, guys. Bye for now. Bye, guys.